What if I told you that the next time someone insulted you, whether it's in a meeting at a dinner table or casually in front of friends, you could stay so calm, so grounded, that they'd never try it again? And not by snapping back or coming up with the perfect comeback, but by doing something far more powerful, staying centered and in control. This isn't about being clever or harsh. It's about never feeling small again. You know the feeling. Someone throws a jab. People turn to you. And suddenly it's like your brain steps out for a smoke break. You freeze. You force a laugh. Later, in the shower or lying in bed, you replay the moment a dozen different ways, each time with the perfect response you wish you'd said. But here's something you might not know. That freeze response? It's not weakness. It's your body trying to protect you. It's survival mode. And it doesn't mean you're broken. It just means you haven't learned how to work with it. Let me share a story. Last year during a team dinner, a colleague, let's call him Mark, made a snide comment across the table. "Nice of you to show up this time. We were all placing bets." Everyone laughed. I didn't. I smiled, said nothing, and spent the rest of the evening shrinking into myself. The next day I avoided Slack. The next week, I skipped the next group invite. Over time, I stopped speaking up in meetings. One moment, one unchallenged jab, created a ripple effect that changed how I saw myself. The real damage of these moments isn't what's said, it's what happens after. You start telling yourself, maybe I don't matter, maybe my voice doesn't count. And when that becomes a pattern, you start making smaller choices, playing it safe, shrinking to avoid being seen. But here's the truth. You can change that. With a few key mindset shifts, I learned how to go from freezing to flowing. Not with aggression, but with quiet confidence. The first shift? You don't need to fight back. Just see them. Most people who insult others are projecting their own insecurities. Instead of getting defensive, observe them. Say something like, "You seem tense today. Everything okay?" It flips the energy instantly. Second, learn the power of intentional silence. Look them in the eye, breathe, and say nothing. Not because you're stuck, but because their words don't deserve your energy. Silence can be louder than any comeback. Third, humor is a shield, but not the kind where you laugh at yourself. Empowered humor. If someone says, "You're really wearing that?" Try. Confidence looks different on everyone. Some of us dress for joy, delivered with a calm smile. This disarms and reframes the moment completely. Fourth, ask questions. Not sarcastic ones, but sincere ones. What made you say that? Or, what were you hoping to achieve by that comment? This stops them in their tracks and makes them reflect, often for the first time. And here's the fifth shift, the one almost nobody talks about. What you do after the moment matters even more. After standing your ground, approach the person privately, not to argue, but to say, "Hey, I noticed things got a little tense earlier. We good?" It shows confidence and maturity. One time I did this with someone who'd made several jabs at me in public. I found out he was dealing with massive self-doubt after a demotion. My confidence had triggered him. That conversation didn't just diffuse tension, it created respect. We weren't friends, but he never took a shot at me again. Practicing these skills took time. I literally rehearsed in front of the mirror. I had note cards with potential responses. I felt ridiculous until it worked, and the more I practiced, the less I needed the cards. My brain learned what confidence felt like. The result? I stopped freezing. People started treating me differently. Not because they changed, but because I did. So if you've ever walked away from a moment feeling powerless, I want you to know this. You don't have to be the sharpest or fastest. You just need to be grounded, calm, clear, and willing to value your self-respect more than someone else's opinion. True confidence isn't about comebacks. It's about knowing you have nothing to prove. Try one of these strategies next time someone throws shade your way. And if this resonated, share it with someone who freezes like you used to, because nobody deserves to feel powerless in their own story.